Your dog barks at the door, at strangers, at the window, and sometimes even at you. But have you ever stopped and asked yourself, what are they really trying to say? It's not just noise. Every bark carries a message. In this video, we're going to decode the secrets hidden in your dog's bark. You lions learn how to understand what your furry friend is actually trying to communicate, and once you do, your relationship with them might change forever. Welcome back to Animal Wonder, the place where animal behavior finally makes sense. Today's topic is one of the most misunderstood and often frustrating dog behaviors of all: barking. Barking is a dog's primary form of vocal communication, but not all barks mean the same thing. Some signal danger, others mean excitement, and a few are just your pup trying to have a full-on conversation. Let's break it all down tone by tone, bark by bark, so you can start hearing what your dog has been saying all along. Why dogs bark? It's not random. First, let's get this clear: barking isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's natural. Dogs bark to express their emotions, alert others, seek attention, or even solve problems. Think of barking like human speech. We raise our voices when we're excited, lower them when we're uncertain, and change tone when we're asking a question or demanding something. Dogs do the same, but their language is made up of pitch, repetition, volume, and body language. So, why do dogs bark? It can be for many reasons. Sometimes they're alerting you that someone's approaching the house. Other times, they're just excited to go for a walk. Barking can also be a sign of anxiety, frustration, boredom, or simply a request for your attention. But unless you learn to recognize the different types of barking, you might miss what they're really saying. Decoding bark types. What your dog's voice means. Let's explore some of the most common types of barking, and what your dog is trying to tell you with each one. When your dog starts barking rapidly, in a rhythmic pattern with pauses between bursts, it's usually a sign that they've detected something unusual. This is their way of saying someone's here, or something's up. You'll often hear this bark when someone knocks at the door or walks past your house. The best way to respond is to calmly acknowledge them. A simple thank you or "it's okay" can go a long way in showing your dog that you've heard their warning. From there, you can redirect their attention if the barking continues. If the bark is high-pitched, sharp, and paired with spinning, tail wagging, or hopping around, then congratulations, you've got a happy dog on your hands. This is a bark of pure excitement. It usually happens when they see their leash. Here you grab the treat jar, or you walk through the door after a long day. This type of bark is joyful and full of energy. It's a great sign, but keep an eye out for overstimulation, especially in younger or highly energetic breeds. Now, if you hear a prolonged, low bark that's mixed with growling, your dog might be giving a warning. This is a defensive or protective bark. It says, "Back off," or "I'm not sure about this." These barks often happen when a stranger enters your space or when your dog feels threatened. In these moments, it's best to give your dog some space. Don't try to correct or punish them aggressively. That can make things worse. Instead, work on building confidence and socialization over time using positive reinforcement. Another bark that many owners hear, especially when they leave the house, is the high-pitched, repetitive kind that seems a bit panicky. This often comes from dogs suffering from separation anxiety. They may also pace, whine, or become destructive when left alone. If this sounds like your dog, the best thing you can do is train them slowly to feel more secure when you're gone. Start by leaving for short periods and building up gradually. Enrichment toys, calming routines, and not making a big deal when you leave or return can help reduce this kind of barking over time. Then there's the short, sharp bark, sometimes just one or two, that seems to come out of nowhere. This is usually an investigative bark. Your dog hears a sound or sees something unfamiliar, and they're reacting with curiosity. It's not aggressive, and often, it won't escalate unless they decide the stimulus is worth more attention. In most cases, This type of bark is harmless and doesn't need any action from you. And finally, we have the whiny, almost talkative bark. You know, the bark that comes when your dog stares at their toy stuck under the couch or watches you eat that sandwich a little too closely. This is the bark of frustration. It's a vocal nudge, like your dog saying, "Hey, help me," or "You forgot me." Depending on the context, you can choose to respond or redirect. Just be careful not to reward manipulative barking if the request isn't valid. Barking by breed. It's in their nature. Not all dogs bark equally. Just like some people are naturally chatty while others are more reserved, different breeds have different tendencies when it comes to barking. Breeds like Beagles, Chihuahuas, Shetland sheepdogs, and most terriers are known to be vocal. These dogs are naturally alert, excitable, and often bark first, ask questions later. It's part of their genetic makeup, especially for breeds developed for hunting or guarding. Moderate barkers like Labrador retrievers, boxes, and golden retrievers tend to use their bark more situationally, often to greet you or when something truly catches their attention. Then we have the quieter breeds. Basenjis are famously called barkless dogs and tend to use yodel-like sounds instead of traditional barking. Greyhounds are often calm and quiet, and Shiba Inus are selective barkers who can surprise you with their dramatic screams more than their barks. Understanding your dog's breed tendencies helps set realistic expectations, and it makes decoding their vocalizations more accurate. How to respond to barking without yelling. Let's be honest, barking can drive anyone crazy, especially when it happens nonstop. But yelling no, or barking back doesn't help. In fact, it can reinforce the noise or increase anxiety. Instead, try a calm, three-step approach. First, acknowledge the bark. Saying something like, "I hear you" or "Thank you" shows your dog that you're aware of the situation. That alone can reduce some barking behaviors. Second, identify the trigger. What's causing them to bark? Is it the doorbell, another dog, a delivery truck, or just boredom? Once you know the cause, you can decide whether it's something you need to train around, remove, or distract from. Third, reward calm. When your dog stops barking on their own or responds to a quiet command, reward that behavior. Reinforcing silence and calmness teaches them that being quiet gets them positive attention. If barking is becoming a serious issue, there are a few things that can help over time. Increasing your dog's physical and mental exercise can drastically reduce barking caused by boredom or excess energy. Using enrichment toys keeps their minds busy. Desensitizing them to common triggers can help too, especially if you live in a noisy area. Most importantly, avoid punishing barking with force or yelling. It often backfires. Instead, focus on teaching alternative behaviors like sitting quietly or going to a mat when someone knocks. Your dog's bark and just random noise, it's a language. A deep form of communication that, once you understand, can make your relationship stronger and more rewarding. Whether your dog is excited, scared, frustrated, or just being a little dramatic, learning to decode their bark helps you meet their needs, ease their stress, and become a better companion. So next time your pup starts barking, don't just tell them to be quiet, listen. Because behind every bark, there's something they're trying to tell you. Which bark sounds most like your dog? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more videos that help you understand your pets better, only here on Animal Wonder.